Listen, if you're selling info right now, your business is probably leaking money. Not because your offer is bad or your marketing isn't working, but because your backend operations are a complete mess. And I've personally seen this across any level. Whether you're making 10K a month or if you're running 7-figure webinars, you'll still have these problems, and these problems keep showing up and costing you a big chunk of money at the end of the day. So that's why today in this video we are going to talk about 5 things that are costing your info business millions, even if you are at 7 figures. Before we proceed, let me just take a quick minute here to give some context on why you should probably listen to me. So I worked at Educate and built the core backend infrastructure that handled 5+ launches, 10+ millions of dollars in revenue, and tens of thousands of leads, plus tens of thousands of customers. And just so you understand the scale I worked with, at peak during events with Iman Gadzhi, we had 80 leads per second coming in and submitting our type form. That form was firing cart abandonment events, triggering email sequences, updating CRMs, all of it in real time. And we managed to not drop a single customer. Every person who just tried to buy was able to check out. After leaving Educate, I took all of the systems and helped other leading digital products and businesses implement them, including RigFit, 1% Club, RapidQS, Sleepology, or The Lead Guy. Now back to video. So the first problem I keep seeing across all businesses is that nobody usually has a cart abandonment flow. Let me just show you how 90% of info businesses are set up right now. When a customer would visit a landing page, he would usually fill out a contact or qualification form, which after that would route the user either to booking a call or checking out. And most of the customers don't check out, and usually nothing happens in this case, which is really bad because it leaves a big chunk of money on the table. Now let me show you how we fix this. What we implement is so-called revenue recovery system, and how it works basically after a customer not taking the action we want, which is either booking a call or just checking out, we wait for 5-10 minutes and trigger a cart abandonment event, which in itself triggers a few events across the business. For example, one of the things we do is that we assign a sales rep to that lead in the CRM and also send a dedicated Slack message to that sales rep in a specific channel, which basically prompts them to reach out immediately. The sales rep then ends up offering certain bonuses or other incentives for a customer to buy, and this ends up recovering a big chunk of money. Another thing that happens is that we have an automated follow-up sequences with all the same bonuses and incentives, which again drives us more revenue. Another thing we implement usually is upsell and downsell sequences. So based on the answers in this qualification or contact form, we usually go on and decide whether should we upsell or downsell the lead based on if they are a good fit or not. And as you can imagine, that also results in more revenue because you are now tailoring the offer to the lead's budget or expectations. The second thing that usually keeps happening is that most of the businesses don't have speed to lead visibility or tracking. You probably heard Hormozi talking this, and he's right. You can literally 4x your business if you contact the lead within 5 minutes. And there are studies made on this, and it's been proven that leads are 21 more times more likely to convert if you contact them within 5 minutes. And here's like the chart where you see like different response time and how likely they are to convert. And as you see, like 5 minutes has like the most conversion rate. So if a business isn't tracking this and doesn't have any systems in place which allow sellers or salespeople to reach out immediately and hit this 5-minute response time window, you're losing a big chunk of money. To solve this, we implement 2 things. The first thing is a dedicated speed to lead dashboard, either a custom solution or integrated with the CRM, which shows every speed to lead, median speed to lead, and how many leads were contacted under 5 minutes. It also shows you daily trend average, so you spot any anomalies, and also shows the response time distribution in a buckets of 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, 5 to 15 minutes, and all of these other buckets. You could also filter leads by region, by agents that are handling these leads, or by campaign. Another thing is that we have a dedicated Slack channel, which basically receives a Slack message, and a sales rep gets assigned to that person immediately. Then sales reps goes on and reach out personally, whether WhatsApp DM or a cold calling software, and offers some kind of bonus or extra incentive to push them over the line. The messages in this Slack channel show all the lead details, assign the owner to it, and the rep's job is literally to call them or message them immediately. Once they do, they drop a quick note in the thread which keeps the channel alive and also keeps everybody accountable in the team. By the way, this is also really important for hiring because if you want to attract top talent, the top talent needs the right environment to succeed. And in order for them to succeed, And the success for them is collecting a lot of deals because they are paid usually by commission. So you need such kind of system in place, which basically allows them to do outreach at scale and super efficiently. The third problem is that your business is flying blind. You have either zero or limited tracking and reporting. And there's usually questions that I ask like to a business owner, which sounds something like this. Without opening 6 different tabs, can you tell me what your revenue was last week, what's your refund rate is, where your leads coming from, or what's your best performing offer? And most of the businesses can't answer this question because they have all this data scattered across Notion, Airtable, CRMs, and Google Sheets. And nobody maintains this. So when they need an answer to a question, they usually go on and compile this data manually. And by the time they get the answer, it's already too late to make a decision. So that's why we implement one dashboard which acts as a single source of truth for your business. It shows the revenues, the refunds, the new leads that are coming in, conversion rates, churn rates, and also traffic sources. And the reason this matters is that if you receive a sudden refund spike, for example, you will know it right away and not at the end of the month. Another reason is that if some of your traffic sources stop performing, you'll just see it right away and go on and fix it. And what this allows you eventually to do is go from reactive to proactive mode, making data-driven decisions based on the real-time data you have on this dashboard. The fourth thing is that your funnel is probably leaking money. And there are a lot of things here, so I'll just do a quick walkthrough. Slow landing pages. You know that page speed kills conversion, especially on mobile where most of your traffic is coming from. If your page takes 4 seconds to load on a phone, a big chunk of your audience is already gone. Another issue is lead filtering. Your sales team is wasting time chasing fake phone numbers and fake emails. People who are not going to buy anyway. You need validation and filtering at the form level so only real, qualified leads make it to your pipeline. Broken multi-step funnels. You're making people fill out the same information over and over, which makes them annoyed and usually results in a lower conversion rate. Other things include like no automated emails and follow-ups, no systems for salespeople like speed to lead system, and also same thing as we mentioned here, no page mobile optimization because most of your traffic is going to come from mobile, and if your pages aren't optimized, you are just cutting them off and aren't collecting that money. Therefore, if your funnel is leaking at different stages, all of it combined results in a big chunk of revenues that you are just not collecting. Alright, so the final problem is that your event and launch infrastructure is probably breaking a lot. And this is actually a big issue across all of the businesses that I work with. Because on a typical launch day, everything starts breaking. The leads start spiking, Make.com or Zapier automations are starting to break. The leads start spiking, Make.com or Zapier automations start breaking. Your duplicate records get into CRMs. Your support inbox goes through the roof. Your team is putting out fires instead of closing deals. And you're personally jumping into Slack at midnight trying to figure out why checkout isn't working. And this whole time, you have people that are trying to give you money and they just can't do it. That's why you shouldn't treat your launch infrastructure or webinar infrastructure as an afterthought. Most businesses just bolt things together with duct tape and pray that it will hold, and then wonder why every launch seems so chaotic. When you have truly right infrastructure, your team can focus on selling, your customers have a smooth experience, your support load drops, and your revenue goes up because you are not leaving any money on the table every time something breaks. So there it is. These were the 5 things that are usually preventing your info business from scaling and are costing you millions. If you need help implementing these systems, that's exactly one of the many things that we help at Systems Department. Check out the link in the description. And if you know another info business owner who needs to hear this, send this video to them. Most people in this space are talking marketing 24/7. Somebody's got to talk about the boring stuff. That's it from me for today. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.